Hello and welcome back into Cooling Down on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. It was a long day at Veterans Field. The Firebirds were able to get it done in Game 1, but were not able to get it done in Game 2, losing 5-4 in a very close battle against the Chatham Anglers tonight. The pitching was kind of all over the place. We saw a lot of newer faces. Evan Truitt did start things off on the mound. What did you see from the pitchers tonight, Dylan?
I saw a really gutsy performance from Evan Truitt. 3 innings, got 2 double plays as well. He stayed out of trouble. Colton Sunloff was really good tonight. 2 innings of scoreless ball. He didn't even allow a runner on, I believe. I think 1 runner released on an error, so not even his fault. Then you had a few other new names. Cole Glassburn came in. Mauricio Rodriguez came in. Curran Jacobs pitched a scoreless 8th inning as well. So getting a few new faces in after their debuts and seeing Kelly Nicholson seeing what he has in his bullpen from guys who haven't pitched a lot yet.
And Joe Oyama did what Joe Oyama does best. He had that beautiful leadoff home run, but after that, the offense was kind of quiet. So, Ian, what did you see from that part of the game?
Yeah, I think Orleans got a little bit unlucky. A lot of well-hit baseballs tonight from the Firebirds, especially Fenwick Trimble. He had Goodwood once or twice, and unfortunately just didn't drop in the gaps in the outfield. Trimble's been a bit quiet, but he's had good at-bats, and unfortunately couldn't get a hit down tonight. I think overall the offense was okay. I think a theme, though, the whole entirety of a doubleheader outside of probably the 8th inning in Game 1, we're just leaving a few guys on too many. I think the top of the order was pretty good overall. Bottom of the order had some performances here and there. But against a Chatham team that had the worst pitching staff in the league headed into tonight, against a Chatham team that only had 11 arms, period, and was the only team in the league, plus Pescatore yesterday, who played, and you still couldn't get more than, 4 runs at the end of the day when you had your chances, I think you have to walk away feeling a little disappointed that you couldn't get that one in the 8th or 9th to at least tie the game.
And something that we talked about coming into Game 2 is the Firebirds really need to clean up their defense and kind of minimize those defensive miscues. Do you think they were successful in that, Dylan?
I think they made 2 errors, but they also made a few really good defensive plays. They had a double play turned as well later in the game. The outfield played really well. Trimble with a few nice catches out in left field. Colin Tuff made a few nice catches as well. Eddie King as well in center. The outfield defense was really good, but once again, 2 errors, and then you go back to the pitching, 6 walks. Those are 8 free runners that you give to a Chatham team. No matter who you're playing, 8 free runners, you're not going to win that way many times.
Now, of course, the Firebirds would have loved to get the clean sweep against the Chatham Anglers, but they did get the split. Tomorrow, though, is a chance to get a clean sweep over the Brewster Whitecaps, getting the 6th straight win in a row this season over them. How big could this be for the Firebirds?
I think it's huge. I think it's more important because you play Hyannis on Sunday, because that's a Harbor Hawks team that you need to head into that game with a little bit of steam. You can't go into it off back-to-back losses to East Division teams. Orleans still has a shot at number 1 of this East Division. You're 2.5 games back. Games are winding down. The regular season ends on Wednesday. But this is a Brewster team that's lost a lot, especially in terms of pitching. This is another team that pitching isn't great for them, and you've got Rocco Reed's number this summer. He's a really talented pitcher out of Clemson. He's making the start, but Orleans has been good against Rocco Reed this summer. So you have to take advantage in front of what I'm assuming is going to be a packed Eldridge Park for one of the bigger home games of the year. I think that's a massive confidence boost. And then you go to Hyannis on Sunday, and that's a really exciting one as well.
That's why this part of the year is so exciting, this last week before August rolls around and the playoffs come. But this is it for tonight at Veterans Field. We'll see you guys tomorrow at Eldridge Park.